So let's talk about the eBay because that seems like that is working for you now. Are there anything in particular that you're buying that you see that's selling better than others? Like talk about that whole. How did you discover like which items to buy, which ones worked, which ones did not? Did you try some of everything? Talk about your approach.
At the beginning of my eBay journey, I only sold what I knew. I'm a huge sports fan. I love baseball, football, and basketball. So when I used to go to the thrift stores, I used to look for jerseys, literally like Michael Jordan jerseys, Atlanta Falcons jerseys, Braves jerseys, all types of stuff would sell. Like I never forget, one of my first big sales was a Dwayne Wade Heat jersey. I found it in the Salvation Army for $3, listed it online for 45 bucks, and it actually sold for that amount within 2 days. That was a $42 profit right there. And I was hooked. Like it's amazing. Like I remember another big flip that I found that I had happen was I found a Memphis Grizzlies throwback jersey. Bought it for like $10 and it sold in 3 minutes for $100. And sports items will always be my go-to item. But since then I've also started selling different things such as coffee mugs. At one point, Starbucks coffee mugs was huge in reselling. Now the market is kind of oversaturated, so I can't make as much money as I used to with the Starbucks coffee mugs, but it's still pretty profitable depending on what it is. But now I sell shirts, I sell a lot of shoes. I used to only sell Air Jordans back in the day, but I sell running shoes such as New Balance, Asics, Brooks. There's also this brand called Hoka 11. Literally, people are paying hundreds of dollars for these shoes. Like I'm actually making more money on the running shoes than I'm making off the used Jordans right now, which is a surprise. And the reason and how I found all this stuff out, by researching. Literally, I joined a couple Facebook groups, Facebook eBay groups, and I saw other people posting about those shoes. So I figured I might as well try it. And for the most part, it's been working. Like I've had some duds, like trying to sell video games from time to time. Like I haven't really played video games that much in the last 10, 15 years. So I'm not sure what's popular anymore, but I've tried to sell some of those things and I haven't really made that much money off of them. Also, board games are hit or miss. There are some board games, such as this game called Cash Flow from the person who made Rich Dad Poor Dad, who was Robert Kiyosaki. He came out with the game called Cash Flow. There's version 1 and version 2. Literally, people are buying that board game for $60, $70, or $80 online. So I found at least 5 of those different board games at the stores, and they've sold well. But on the flip side, I may go find a Monopoly game, and it may sit in my store for 8 or 9 months. So it's hit or miss with board games. But literally, I just test out a lot of different things and do a lot of research online. And also, I use the eBay app as well.
Now, for those listening, like, man, wait a minute. Now, I think I can get into this game a little bit. I know you've helped a lot of people get their start. Where do you see people going wrong when trying to create a side hustle out of reselling things on eBay?
I see people going wrong in a couple places. First, they're super duper happy when they first start. And if their item doesn't sell in the first 3 hours, they're pissed. When it comes to reselling, majority of the items are not going to sell that fast. I will say right now, my turnaround is about 25 to 28 days. And that's good for me. And the reason why that's good is because I have over 250 items in my store. Now, if I was selling like maybe larger items, or if I had my hands on Jordans or jerseys all the time, of course the turnaround time would be like 3 to 5 days. But that's one thing that I see. A lot of people just get mad because their items don't sell as fast as they would like it to. The second thing that I see, a lot of people they list their items too much. Like for example, if it's an item that I know that you can make, like if it's an item like, for example, we'll just say some pad leather Jordan Air, some Jordan 11s, pad leather shoes. If I could make $100 off those shoes, I've seen people list them for $250 or $300. And yeah, you can make that if they're brand new. But if they're used, you can't shoot that high. And I see it over and over again. Like I even have friends who sell different items, and I try to tell them to like lower their prices, but they don't list it. They don't listen because they're blinded by that large number, which isn't a bad thing. But if you actually want to get a good sale, you gotta list it a little bit lower and gotta be a little bit more, gotta have like a little bit more, a better price than just something ridiculous like that.